Hi, Matt Noyes. Pretty impressive wind event underway. 6 p.m. update for you as a recording time anyway here at 1 degree outside. You can see 72 miles an hour is what we've hit at Blue Hill Observatory at Milton, Mass., the nation's oldest continuous weather observing station just south of Boston. 61 miles an hour Woods Hole, 55 at TF Green Airport just outside of Providence. Then it gets kind of interesting. Cadillac Mountain in Maine, 54 miles per hour. What's happened is when you get into Maine, when you get into New Hampshire, when you get into Vermont, the mountains are up above the cool air that's gotten trapped in. We're going to look at that in a minute. So you're getting the biggest gusts of the mountains or at the coast. Matinicus Rock off the Maine coast, 51 miles an hour. Boston College picking up a gust of 44. Here's what's going on right now on the radar. You can see the heavy rain over the last 12 hours continue to expand across. There's been a couple of focus points now for the rain. One has been across central Mass, eastern Connecticut. The other one is a focused band of downpours been coming in through Rhode Island and eastern Mass. You can see it showing up on the radar here. This is where you've got real heavy rain that's coming in. It's torrential stuff, blinding visibility out on the roadways for you. The other part of this, though, is you are causing in some spots for the water to pool out there on the roadways. So use caution for hydroplaning. This is lined up right along a frontal boundary that's developed in eastern Mass. I'm going to show you that here in just one moment. Farther to the west, it's let up for the time being in southwest Connecticut. There is more that's coming in out of New York, and actually that stuff coming out of New York State is what's going to end up accumulating snow in the mountains of western New England by the time we get to the overnight tonight. Right now, it's all rain through the Berkshires, but that will change in the coming hours. It'll do the same thing across the mountains of Vermont. Here's the rain coming into Maine, a little bit of a break when you get into eastern Maine. Actually, the Cape in eastern Maine, Alaska, to be getting into this has been slow to move off to the east. It will as everything snaps on by. Here's what I mean about the fascinating, what we call cold air damming event. So basically, the cold air gets dammed or stuck right in place. Look at this. It's 34 at Concord. Do you know the wind for most of the day, while it was blowing out of the south and increasing and gusting 30, 40 miles an hour for many, was out of the northwest and gentle at 0 to 5 miles an hour from Manchester to Nashua, New Hampshire. You were in the 30s and the wind was so quiet as could be. You get into Vermont, it's the same type of thing. In the valleys, you get the cold air. Now, cold air is dense, so the wind blows right over the top of it. It can't get down inside of it. So you end up warmer and windier in the mountains, and that is why Cadillac Mountain in Maine or Rangeley in Maine gusted to 50 miles an hour on the hilltop, but down in the valleys, you're in the 30s and the wind is quiet. It is literally blowing right over your head. Of course, where the warm airs come in, that's a very different story. That allows the wind to mix down to the ground. That's where you start to see some damage being done because of the wind. Power outages continue to increase. Be ready in these areas that are in the warmth. If you step outside and it feels mild, then you're vulnerable to power outages. That's the easiest way to put it. And that goes right up the coast of Maine for that matter as well. These are current wind gusts. Look at that difference. You get into that coolish. See what I mean? A wind gust of 8 in Manchester and 7 in Laconia, 6 in Freiburg. So are you ever getting into the wind? Probably not. As long as you're in the cool air, you're not going to. If it scours out the cold, then briefly you'll get windy. But most of your outages are going to be where you get the wind. Notice we get toward 10 p.m., another round of heavy downpours coming through. That is with the cold front that's going to come by. There could be a couple of rumbles of thunder tonight. Notice the change to snow by 10 p.m. High terrain to the Berkshires, southern Greens. Wait a minute. It expands up through Vermont, western New Hampshire. When is that? Between 10 and about midnight or 1 a.m. Temperature falls, snow sticks. Absolutely it sticks. I'll show you how much in just a minute. It's all dried out by the time we get to tomorrow morning, but obviously there'll be new snow on the roads and spots, and you do tomorrow morning get some snow showers still coming through the Greens and through western New Hampshire. So again, how much snow comes in the backside ski areas you're going to make up. I mean, consider this. A lot of the ski areas were in that cold air damming. So you didn't have real warm stuff eating away at the snow. You got the rain, but now you're going to get what on the order of light blue is 2 inches. You can line it up with the top. Darker blue, 3, 4, and even a few 6-inch amounts just over the next 24 hours set to fall up and down the Green Mountains. Even the Berkshires get into some of that. A little coating comes into Litchfield Hills and far northwest Worcester County. Could get just a little dusting here at the very end of it as it comes by. Look at tomorrow's highs. 40 degrees in Boston. Very different, right? 30s in the north. Actually very similar for some of us in northern New England who never got the warmth to come in. And the feels like forecast on Thursday is going to be running probably somewhere around 30 degrees at best in Boston. Most of us feel like the 20s. So you want to be bundled up for tomorrow. We'll come back with any necessary updates this evening. Obviously, just check in at 1degreeoutside.com. Follow us on social media, the number 1 Degree Outside, or if you have our app. If there are no more updates needed tonight, then we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning with a brand new one to get your day started out. See you soon.